What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rehab Road Trips. I'm Dallas Terrell.
I'm Jeremy Miller.
And Jeremy, what are we getting into today, my man?
We got a big day ahead of us, Dal. We are cruising over the hill to San Jose to shoot our very first event for our dear friend Richa at the Meadows.
Super excited for that. Also, our good friend Lindsay Locke, she works for NC Fit, recently came out with the NC Fit Go app, which we are super excited to use. But before we use it...
Well, here's the thing, Dal, is Dal's a professional CrossFit coach, and I am not. And for some reason, people think it's super funny when I learn new workout stuff. So we're going to cruise over to CrossFit Aptos right here in our neighborhood, and I'm going to learn, finally, how to do kipping pull-ups.
Kipping pull-up. I'm excited, man.
I'm excited too, dude. You ready to hit it?
Let's hit it.
Let's hit it. Dal, we're on our way, man. And why don't we fill the audience in on what this presentation is and why it's going to be so awesome.
Okay. Well, for the audience, we're going to an event called Connection and Collaboration. It's hosted by the Meadows healthcare collective. It's a better term for that. And who's speaking is Dr. Anna Lembke. Lembke, Lembke. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, as well as, let me see, someone from the Meadows, actually, Dr. Kevin McCauley. So, Dr. Anna is going to speak a lot about dopamine.
Nice.
And like our addiction to social media.
Was she in The Social Dilemma?
She was. She was in The Social Dilemma. It was a documentary on Netflix. And I've only watched a little bit of The Social Dilemma. So I think the presentation's just right up our alley. I totally agree that the algorithms, the social media, like they're after us. You know, they hijack our minds and we know it's happening and we let it happen and we're participating, and that's okay. But it's also not okay in certain parts too. So I'm excited to learn more so I can maybe have more control over it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, man.
When we're like newly sober and we're remapping our brain and our neural pathways and kind of recalibrating
normal
our you know, serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, like the central nervous system, all this stuff plays into that.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm excited to learn more about how dopamine addiction can relate to our work in recovery. And we can't include the presentation itself. So we want to let you guys know that we can't include the presentation. But we're gonna get people's reaction to it, their big takeaways. And then if the Meadows puts it on their YouTube eventually, we'll link it here.
But what we are going to do too is kind of process together what we took away from the event, what we thought, which I think will be exciting. So you get a feel for what took place for sure.
Yeah.
And like we said, if we can get you guys the video or link it or somehow, you know, make it available to you guys, we absolutely will.
I don't know how possible it is, but maybe we could sit down with her for like 10 minutes, throw the headsets on.
Oh, damn.
And ask like her five tips to dealing with dopamine addiction or something like that.
Yeah. No, that's great. We can talk to her, dude. That'll definitely be on the vlog.
Yeah. So we'll do what we can. And we're almost there, dude.
We're almost there. Downtown San Jose.
We'll see you guys soon. Dude, so we show up with 2 hours essentially to set up. And it took us
20 minutes max,
15 minutes, which is awesome. So I think now we're gonna get some B-roll and hang loose until the party starts.
That's it, dude. Simple. We're having fun. It smells really good out here.
We're having a good time. This place is beautiful. I'm gonna get some B-roll. I thought we would be way more nervous. Like I thought nerves would be like, but we're doing pretty good. Let's get some B-roll.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the entire team of Meadows Behavioral Healthcare, I wanted to give you all a warm welcome to our first in-person event of 2021, Connections and Collaborations, with some incredible speakers we have lined up, as you all know, because the turnout shows it all. My name is Richa Sandhu. I'm our Clinical Outreach Director for Silicon Valley. We are really grateful to have our leadership team in town today, flown down from Arizona over here. So thank you for being here and making this event a success. I know most of you as community partners in the community and resources for our patients and vice versa. So we appreciate all that you do in this field, and thank you for being here.
The fundamental distinction between things that are addictive and those that are not is that things that are addictive release a lot of dopamine all at once. The other thing that I talk about with patients and with medical students is I like to use this metaphor of the balance. So I say, imagine that in your brain, in that part of your brain that we call the reward pathway, there's a balance. And when that balance tips one way, we experience pleasure, and when it tips the opposite direction, we experience pain. And the reason that that metaphor is useful for understanding the neuroscience of pleasure and pain is because one of the interesting discoveries in neuroscience in the last 75 years is that pleasure and pain in the brain are co-located, by which I mean that the same parts of the brain that process pleasure also process pain, which I think is really fascinating. And that pleasure and pain do work like opposite sides of a balance. So, for example, when I eat a piece of chocolate, I get a little release of dopamine in my brain's pleasure centers, right? And my balance tips slightly to the side of pleasure. But one of the fundamental rules governing this balance is that it wants to remain level. It doesn't want to be tipped for very long to the side of pleasure or the side of pain. So no sooner have I eaten that piece of chocolate then my brain will try to regulate that experience by downregulating my own dopamine production and my own dopamine transmission.
For the people at home who weren't able to watch the whole presentation, I was going to see if there's one big takeaway or piece of advice that you could offer for people who may be struggling with dopamine addictions with their phones and social media and things like that.
So specifically for like digital type of, my takeaway recommendation is to have a period of abstinence. And for people who are severely addicted, I find that 4 weeks is an important amount of time. Really hard to put your phone away for 4 weeks, especially if it's integral to your job. So that may not be feasible, but maybe even a single day. And then when you put it away, sort of self-observe the experience of withdrawal and craving that happens. Restlessness, irritability, anxiety, preoccupation with all the reasons why you really need to check your phone, even though you really probably don't. And just notice that, and notice that is basically addiction in a microcosm. And then if you can go long enough to where your pleasure and reward centers reset themselves and you regenerate your dopamine, I think what you'll find is that it feels good not to be so attached to it. And you're realizing that you don't need to be on your phone all that much. And then when you re-enter into using your phone again, try to put in self-binding strategies. These are really both literal barriers and metacognitive strategies that we can use to put a pause button between ourselves and the device. Some of the things I recommend is consolidating our use to certain hours in the day, or even condensing it. So for example, not checking it first thing in the morning, but instead making your bed, exercising, eating breakfast, brushing your teeth, and then going on to your device and checking your phone. And then trying to really have condensed focus times where you do what you need to do on your phone and then you put it away again. So the analogy is, we have more and more people with diabetes, and part of the reason that people develop diabetes is because of something called chronic sedentary feeding. We are not moving our bodies and we're eating all day long. and we're not physiologically designed for that. And so intermittent fasting is one of the things that people are doing to try to target that. But I think we can think of our devices similarly, right? It's like chronic sedentary swiping and tapping, sorry.
Constant consumption.
Right, this kind of chronic sort of going to it. So instead, after a dopamine fast, really think about consolidating that use, just like you might with intermittent fasting, to just, a certain number of hours a day, and then put it away, and then be phone free. And of course, if you can do that with others, that's even better.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for today, and we're very grateful for the Meadows and for you for coming, and really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Awesome.
What's up, man?
What'd you think?
I loved it, dude. I was just telling them I'm officially smarter than before I got here. That was amazing, dude.
Quinn, what's your takeaway, bro?
I'm simply blown away. Simply blown away. My ego tells me that I know things about substance abuse and mental health. I hear somebody like that talk with her experience, her research, her background, and I feel like I just learned 100% more than I knew 2 hours ago.
What'd you think of this? Did you like it?
Great. I love it.
What's your takeaway, Yamila?
I don't have a clinical background, but they were amazing. I mean, they were so easy to understand, and the way they explain things and addiction, it's just, you see things in a different way.
Des, what's your takeaway, dude?
I thought that was a very insightful presentation.
All right. Just wrapped up. Are we this way down? Yeah.
Yeah. Still nice out.
Dude, what'd you think, man?
Some of the things they were saying, like one of my favorite things was her take on, is addiction a disease or not?
Yeah.
And if it's not a disease, what is it? Because honestly, most of the people that argue with me on what it is are not that intelligent. So hearing someone that's like extremely intelligent and educated talk about it was a win. And I liked what she said. And
Yeah, I love that too, and I wish, or I hope rather, that we'll be able to put some stuff on here for you guys, because that was, I've been to so many of those, dude.
yeah.
And that was by far
Top
like
notch.
one of the best. So now it's kind of dark in here, but we're going to get some food because we're hungry.
What are we gonna get? Burgers?
Burgers.
We're getting burgers.
So we're gonna
Cheeseburgers.
hit some burgers, and then we'll hit the road and tell you guys more about what we thought.
Yeah, we're gonna try to like balance out our pain and pleasure scales.
Now we're in it, dude.
We're in it,
Dopamine.
dude.
We're gonna get some dopamine hits and think about what we just learned about dopamine hits.
Yeah.
It's confusing time. All right, Dal.
All right, Miller.
We just we just did the event with the Meadows,
Oh my God, it was awesome.
and man, I think it was pretty good.
I know it was.
What'd you think, man? What'd you think?
The interview was interesting. It was about addiction. It was about recovery. It was about connection. It was about dopamine mostly, and kind of like the little fingers it gets itself into with social media, gambling, porn, sex, anything that makes us feel good.
Video games.
Pain versus pleasure. My favorite part was that the body and the mind want the pain and pleasure to be balanced.
Yeah.
So even when you experience pleasure, the mind wants to balance it out with pain and vice versa. I mean, I guess I conceptually get that, but I've never heard it languaged that way.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part as far as just the event. That was my one big takeaway that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What'd you think?
Recognizing how our devices and social media and video games leverage the fact that we are highly susceptible to addiction to keep us engaged on the platform. And it's like, we play a lot of Call of Duty, and they were talking about how like it'll hit an addiction for us in the brain, and then what they've done is taken different triggers for addiction and put them all together. So they talked about how video games now have gambling aspects because there's the risk-reward addiction on top of like the immediate dopamine release addiction of a video game. And it made me think of like Call of Duty when you open the chest.
Yeah.
What am I gonna get?
The
like
rewards, the level ups, the perks.
Oh, and it's just like everywhere, dude. Yeah, and that's my takeaway, man. I loved it.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it more from like kind of what you said, I liked how she classified addiction that has like 3 characteristics: novelty, quantity, and there was potency. And what I thought was cool is she was like basically she made social media and video games sound so addictive because there's and pornography, because there's an endless supply. And she put it in a way that most people run out of cocaine, run out of heroin, run out of alcohol. Like drugs, there is an endless supply, but financially most can't make that work.
Yeah.
She was like, unless you're like the leader of a cartel, like you're running out of cocaine.
I know, I loved it when she said that.
And so how crazy that like with social media and pornography and video games, there's an endless supply and you can always get more and more and more. And it's pretty much free.
Yeah.
So that kind of,
it's limitless.
It's limitless, and it highlights how addictive it is.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that being said, we'll see you guys at the gym.
Nice.
Okay, so we went home and changed into our gym clothes, and Dal's already here. I just pulled up CrossFit Aptos. Let's get a little shot of the sign. Hold on. Yeah. CrossFit Aptos, baby. Good friend Sam owns the gym. She is one of the best people in our lives. What's up, Dally?
What's up, bro?
All right, man.
We made it, dude. CrossFit Aptos.
Boom.
This is it.
We're gonna learn how to kip today.
Well, I already know how, but we're gonna teach Miller how to kip today.
I don't know how.
By we mean Jeremy.
Show the fans what we're doing, yeah.
Okay. End goal is kipping into a pull-up, using a kip motion to help you with a pull-up. Jeremy can do real pull-ups, by the way. Jeremy can do a strict pull-up. No problem. But we're going to teach him to use his body to help him do a kipping pull-up so that he can do more. Once you're back, then you pull yourself over the bar.
So it's almost like this.
It's a lever, yeah. If you're pulling down and back.
Straight with the lat.
Yeah. And then so we'll do a couple like that. And we'll do like 2. Kip swing, big kip swing, biggest kip swing, and just see where your head gets.
Okay.
We don't have to use all this footage, I don't really care. But I would do it like this no matter what. Push back, less legs, more lats. Yep. Yeah, that's better. Okay, you come down. So on those pushbacks, your head's here, bro.
So you kind of go higher?
No, it's perfect.
Oh.
So you have way less to pull. It'd be like asking you to do a strict pull-up from here.
So you're almost pulling into the bar.
Yeah.
Not up to the bar.
Not up, you're pulling in.
So it's like,
yep. It's hollow, and then arch. Hollow, arch. Push back, yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. Hit one more and then freeze up there. Hollow, arch, push, pull. And now that's perfect. Just think hollow, arch, hollow.
I feel like that's a lot to remember.
Just think hollow, arch. Hollow, feet out in front of you, arch. Pull, push away, pull up.
Oh,
yeah,
I almost had
that's 2 in a row. So you push away with the lats. Lats pull back. Lats pull back. Yeah.
It's hard.
If you have it, you have the momentum. What's throwing it off is your feet are coming so high.
Yeah.
You're bringing them up like an L sit.
I know.
Oh God. Well, that's good for the core, dude. L-sit pull-ups are hard.
God, this is hard.
I know. But either way, even if it's hard, you still did 2 kipping pull-ups in a row.
Yeah, I know, but I want to do 50.
You want to do 50?
Well, not right now.
What we need to do is like tape your feet together. And I think it's
The elbows are a little gassed.
Big takeaways from today.
Tendonitis.
Tendonitis is the real thing. Also that it's hard to learn how to do something you've never done. And that applies to life. You can't just show up and be amazing at something we've never done. Experience, skill, practice. If this guy practiced that for 2 more weeks, he would be flawless at them.
I'm gonna practice for 2 more weeks and be flawless at him.
So hopefully by the next vlog, if we can keep doing this, practicing, he'll have them down.
And what a good day.
Yeah.
What a
You're
good
not
day.
far off, dude.
No, we're...
And a lot of people just start with those little kip swings.
Yeah.
They like just getting the momentum. Usually people that do those, I pull them off the bar and they're on like a stretching mobility regimen before I even let them hop back up there.
Yeah.
So you're far more ahead of the curve, but your ego wanted you to do muscle ups.
Ego wanted me to get a little further, but we had a great day. We learned about dopamine. We did some pull-ups,
Yeah.
and we hope you guys enjoyed the vlog.
Yeah, at Miller's expense. And I hope, for the record, I can't coach any other way. It can't be different. If you come down to CrossFit Aptos, I'll say the exact same shit.
This is what you'll get.
That's what you get, dude.
All right, well, shit. I'm gonna keep going, but we'll see you guys on the next vlog.